कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Can you make me co-host? So today we shall be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, first Canto 7th chapter, text number 10. Atma Ramasya Munayo Nirgrantha Piyurukrame Kuruvantya Hetukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Hari. So Sutta Goswami said, all different varieties of Atma Ramas, those who take pleasure in Atma or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization. Especially those established on the path of self-realization through, though free from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. So this particular verse is very elaborately discussed and explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita. In fact, this verse is so important that at two different instances, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this verse. First time, Lord Chaitanya, when he met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya, when he took sannyas and came to Jagannath Puri, seeing the beautiful form of Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya ran towards Jagannath to embrace Lord Jagannath. But then, before reaching Lord Jagannath, he fell unconscious and he fell to the ground. And the guards who guard the temple of Jagannath, when they saw Lord Chaitanya shouting and running towards Jagannath, they became alarmed. They actually came forward, and when Lord Chaitanya fell to the ground, they were about to beat Lord Chaitanya, thinking that he is creating nuisance or trouble in the temple. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was the priest of the king, who was like a guru of king of the Orissa, he stopped them because he was very much attracted to the beautiful form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he told his men to pick him up and bring to his home. So he brought Lord Chaitanya to his own home. And then, because Lord Chaitanya has fallen unconscious and there were practically no signs of life on his body, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a little concerned, but then he took a cotton swab. Nowadays, doctors take the medical instrument and try to see if the heartbeat is going on. But Sarvam Bhattacharya, he simply took a cotton swab and brought it near the nose. And when he saw that the cotton swab was gently moving, so he understood, okay, he's breathing. Though when a person is breathing, his chest and all moves, but he couldn't see any of that movement. But when he saw the cotton swab moving, he understood, okay, he is breathing, but you're not able to so visually see so much. So then, seeing the beautiful form of Lord Chaitanya, Sarvam Bhattacharya naturally developed a lot of affection for him. And feeling kind of parental love for Lord Chaitanya, he inquired from the devotees, and especially the brother-in-law of Sarvam Bhattacharya. He knew Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Navadvip. His name was Gopinath Acharya. So Gopinath Acharya, he actually explained to Sarvam Bhattacharya that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually from Navadvip, and he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Sarvam Bhattacharya did not agree to that, but when he understood that this young boy has taken sannyas at a very young age, he felt, kind of affection for him. At the same time, he thought that I will teach him the philosophy of Vedanta Sutra. Although the devotees were not very happy with this loving affection, out of which Sarvam Bhattacharya was thinking Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be an ordinary young boy who has taken sannyas. And he may be, he can fall down from his sannyas if he's not given proper philosophical understanding. So Sarvam Bhattacharya was a great scholar of Mayavad school. So he sat down with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 7 days and tried to teach the Vedanta philosophy to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya silently heard for 7 days, asking no questions. And Sarvam Bhattacharya, after 7 days, he asked Lord Chaitanya, are you able to understand everything that I'm speaking? So Lord Chaitanya said, I'm sorry, but I'm hearing this as a duty because I understand that a sannyasi should hear the philosophy, but frankly speaking, I'm not able to understand anything that you are speaking. So Sarvam Bhattacharya said, all right, I understand, you don't understand. But a person who doesn't understand, he asks questions. You're not even asking questions. So what is in your mind? Can you please explain? And Lord Chaitanya, very humbly, he's actually told Sarvam Bhattacharya that when you are speaking the Vedanta Sutra, the original verses of Vedanta Sutra, that I'm able to understand. But when you are giving explanation of Vedanta, that's very confusing to me. It appears like as if the verses of Vedanta Sutra are like brilliant sun, and your explanations are like dark cloud covering the brilliance of the sun. And Sarvam Bhattacharya was shocked. Nobody ever told him something like this in his whole life, that his explanations were like a cloud covering the real meaning of the verses, because he was even revered by the great sannyasis of Shankara school. He was a guru for many, learned scholars and sannyasis also. He was the guru of King Pratap Rudra Maharaj, who was the king of Orissa that time. And Sarvam Bhattacharya said, all right, so please you explain. If my explanations are like cloud covering the sun. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started explaining the real meaning of Vedanta Sutra. And Sarvam Bhattacharya was completely struck with wonder. So that time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, brought up this verse, and Sarva Bhattacharya explained this verse, the verse that we're discussing today. Atma Ramascha Munaya Nirgranthapi Urukrame Kurvanti Ahetukim Bhakti Nitham Bhuta Gunohari. So Sarva Bhattacharya explained this verse in a very great scholarly way. He explained this verse in 9 different ways. He gave 9 explanations of this verse. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started explaining the same verse, and he explained that in 18 different ways without touching any of the explanations given by Sarva Bhattacharya. So leaving aside all those 9 explanations first given by Sarva Bhattacharya, Lord Chaitanya explained 18 more meanings and different ways of looking at the verse. And when Sarva Bhattacharya heard those 18 explanations, he was completely mesmerized. And then he realized that, oh, this person is not ordinary human being. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya explained this verse 18 different ways to Sarva Bhattacharya. And later on, in one of the conversations with Sanatana Goswami requested Lord Chaitanya, my dear Lord, I have heard that you explained this verse to Sarva Bhattacharya in 18 different ways. So if you don't mind, would you please explain this same verse to me also in 18 different ways? And Lord Chaitanya said, Sarva Bhattacharya is a madman. He is one madman, I am another madman. So I don't know, when I was talking to him, what I spoke, nothing really I recollect. But because of your association, something comes to my mind and I will, speak. I will simply speak that verse, whatever comes to my mind. And that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the same verse in 61 different ways. Lord Chaitanya gave 61 explanations of Atma Ram verse. So let's try to understand what Prabhupada is actually telling in this verse. Prabhupada mentions that this Atma Ram verse has total 11 words. If we try to look at the words, so it is total 11 words. Atma Ram is the one word. Atma Ramash Munaya. Munaya means munis. And that is second word. Nirgrantha, third word. Api, fourth word. Cha, fifth word. Sixth word is Urukrama. And seventh word is Kurvanti. Eighth is Ahetuki. Ninth word is Bhakti. 10th is Itham Bhuta Guna. It's actually one word. And 11th word is Hari. So these 11 verses are, these 11 words are actually, constituting this entire verse. So Lord Chaitanya explained in taking each and every word and combining those different words, he explained 61 different meanings. So let's try to understand word by word what each word actually means. So Atmaram, the word Atma actually, has 7 different meanings in Sanskrit. So Atma means the Brahman, the absolute truth. Atma means body. Atma means mind. Atma means endeavor. Atma means endurance. Atma means also intelligence. And personal habits, they are also called Atma. So there are 7 different meanings. And Atma Rama means one who delights in that Atma. So you see, right here you have 7 meanings. If you take Atma Ram as all these 7 different meanings, so means a person who delights in Brahman. Brahman means also a spirit soul, the spirit soul, the spiritual spark within the body. And that Brahman also actually has 2 meanings. One Brahman is the individual living entity, and one Brahman is supreme living entity. So in this way, you have almost 8 different meanings here if you simply take word Atmaram. So Atmaram means one who delights in soul or who delights in supreme God, one who delights in the body, that means in sense gratification, who is too much absorbed in sense gratification. Mind, Atmanam, when the mind is taken as the meaning of Atma, means a person who is mental speculator, who keeps dreaming in the daytime also, oh, if I have this, I'll be happy. If I had that, I'll be happy. Or sometimes philosophers, they utilize the mind also very, rigidly in speculation. So mental speculators, they are also, you can say, in one way, Atmara. And then mind. So our body and mind is over. Endeavor. Endeavor means a person who works very hard. Endeavoring to achieve something. So Atmara means a person who delights greatly in working hard, working towards a goal for endeavoring for certain things to achieve in life. Endurance. So a person who delights in endurance. Person who delights in intelligence means who utilizes intelligence to derive happiness. Like we are trying to understand this Atmaram verse also. So this is also utilizing our intelligence. Or personal habits means person who delights in his habits. Like see sometimes rich people, they greatly delight in playing golf. Retired old people, rich people, they want to play golf. So that is their personal habit. They just want to go and play golf. Personal hobby or habit. So that is there. That way they can also be said as Atmanamas. So any personal habit, a person who tries to delight in, is also called Atmana. You see, you have 8 different meanings if we simply take Atmaram, and all other words, you take one plain one meaning. And the word Munaya also has 7 different meanings. So if you say, try to combine Atmarama, Munaya, Munaya has the 7 different meanings, and try to combine them with the first 7 or 8 meanings. In this way, you can have so many permutation and combinations. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada explains this whole words, in beautiful way. Now coming to the word Nirgrantha, Atma Ramasya Munayo, Nirgrantha. Word Grantha means, generally scriptures. Like we say, Srimad Bhagavatam is a Grantha. So Nirgrantha means one who doesn't care to follow the scriptures. In simple words, a person who is not interested in following the scriptures. And Grantha also means a knot. A person who's tied with some rope or a knot, that's also called Grantha. And Nirgrantha means who has no knots, who's not bound by any rules and regulations. So Nirgrantha means one who's liberated from all the rules and regulations. That means the person doesn't have any restrictions. So you can say in one way a person who's liberated from illusions. One who has no connection with scriptural injunctions. So Nirgrantha, when you take Grantha as a scriptural meaning, so then Nirgrantha becomes a person who is devoid of following any rules and regulations of scriptures. third meaning of Nirgrantha is capitalist. And also it means one who's penniless, who's actually very poor. So there are 4 different meanings of Nirgrantha. So if you try to take these different meanings, you will get so many different meanings of this word, this verse that we are discussing today. So the basic meaning Prabhupada has given here is all different varieties of Atmaramas. As we discussed, there can be so many different Atmaramas who take pleasure in Atma or spirit self, especially those established in the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unavowed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. That means no matter who the person may be, who is liberated, or a person who is, say, free from all the scriptural rules and regulations, they all render devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Now, while explaining this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into detail about this word Nirgrantha. So Grantha also means, one way who has attachment, like, Hridaya Granthi, husband, wife, they have, Grantha, the Hridaya Grantha, their mind is very much attached to each other. Similarly, mother is naturally attached to children. So that's also Grantha. And Nirgrantha means a person who is cruel, who has no attachment to anyone, who can be very, very cruel to others. That's also called Nirgrantha. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while explaining the word Nirgrantha, he explained to Sanatana Goswami that how even the most cruel people in this world, the hunters, even they render devotional service to Krishna, being attracted to Krishna. So he gave the example of a hunter, a Mrgari. Mrgari was actually a hunter who used to kill the animals in the forest. So Mrgari was a hunter who used to kill the animals in the forest, and that's how he used to maintain his family, by killing the animals and cooking the flesh of animals and eating along with the family. So one day when this hunter was in the forest hunting or killing different animals, but he was very cruel. He was trained by his father to be very, very cruel. If he was there in the modern times, animal rights people would actually drag him to the court. He was so cruel. He would kill the animals half. He would shoot the arrows in such a way that they don't die instantly. They suffer a lot. He would pierce the delicate parts of their body, marmasthanas. But he would pierce in such a way that they don't die. They suffer a lot. So therefore, he was called as Mrgari. He was like Yamaraj to all the animals. So one day when he was hunting in the forest, he had many, many animals half killed. The animals were actually bleeding and suffering so much. Narad Muni happened to pass by from that place. So Narad Muni saw these animals half dead. He was so much pained by seeing the pain of these animals that he started following. And the animals were lying dead and they were, in a particular way. So he started following that path and he came to the place where Mrgari was. And Mrgari was hiding there he was waiting for another animal to come that side so that he can kill them. But as soon as Narada Muni came that side, all the animals out of fear ran away. So Murgari became very upset. He wanted to speak bad words to Narada Muni, because all the animals ran away and he couldn't, kill more animals. So he wanted to speak bad words to Narada Muni, but seeing the demeanor and the most exalted and beautiful demeanor and form of Narada Muni, he couldn't speak bad words. So he asked Narada Muni, my dear sage, why you have left the general path in the forest and you come this way? Because of you, all the animals have run away. I can't kill them now. So Narada Muni, he said, I had some question in my mind. Can I ask you? He said, yes, please ask me. He said, I saw so many animals half dead on the way. Do they belong to you? He said, yes, they belong to me. I have killed them half. So Narada Muni said, but why you kill them half? Why did you kill them instantly? So Hunter said, well, that is how my father trained me, to kill the animals in half. And when I see animals, bleeding and screaming in pain, I feel great delight. I feel so happy. And anyway, what is the difference? Whether I kill them half or full, is there any difference? Narada Muni said, no. When you are actually, your profession is hunter. You are by nature hunter. So you kill the animals, there's nothing wrong in that. But by killing them half, you are unnecessarily giving them more pain. If you kill them instantly, that is not so, much problematic. But you are unnecessarily tormenting them. So I want to beg you one thing. And Hunter said, all right, what do you want? Do you want a deer skin or tiger skin? I can give you. And Ragni said, no, I don't want any skins. I want to beg only one thing from you. Can you start killing the animals fully from now? Don't kill them half. So Hunter said, I don't understand, why you want to, you're insisting on that. And Narada Muni, by his mystic powers, showed Hunter that how, because he was giving pain to animals by killing them half, all the souls of those animals were waiting in the hell for him. When he dies and he goes to hell, they would pierce him similarly. And when Hunter saw that by the mystic powers of Narada Muni, he was so fearful, he was so afraid, he fell at the feet of Narada Muni. Please protect me. And Narada said, yes, I can protect you, but you have to do something. He said, please tell me what I have to do. The first you have to do is break your bow and arrow. And the Hunter said, break my bow and arrow? But if I do that, then how I maintain myself? How do I maintain my family? And Narada said, don't worry, that is my responsibility. I'll make sure that you have enough food to eat along with your whole family. And Hunter immediately broke the bow. And he shaved off the head and became a Vaishnava. Started wearing the Vaishnava attire. So soon the word spread that the hunter, the cruel hunter, has become a saint by the mercy of Narada Muni. So people were coming from all different villages nearby to see the hunter who had become a Vaishnava. And it's a custom, in India, whenever you go to see a saintly person or you go to see the deities first time, you always take something. So all the people were coming with some wheat flour, some grains, some, lentils, some vegetables. They were coming to see the saintly person, the hunter Vaishnava. So, in this way, when the hunter started receiving so much food stuff, he was thinking, oh, my Guru Maharaj said he will maintain me, but he's sending so much food. I have so much extra food. Maybe when I see him next time, I'll tell him, don't send me so much food. So, in this way, the hunter was living very happily with his family. One day, Narad Muni was again passing by that forest, and this time he was accompanied by Parvat Muni, another sage. So, Narad Muni told Parvat Muni that, I have a friend this way. So, why don't you come with me? Not friend, actually. He said, I have a disciple this way. So why don't you come? We will go and see him. So Parvat Muni went that way, and they saw the hunter who had become a Vaishnava now. As soon as the hunter Vaishnava saw Narad Muni coming along with another sage, he ran towards them. But while running, he was jumping this way and that way, and he came close to Narad Muni. And when he was about to bow down, then he, took some upper garment of his, and then he started sweeping a little bit on the floor. And then he offered obeisances. So Parvat Muni asked the hunter, wait a minute, what are you doing? Why you're jumping like this? And when you bow down to Narad Muni, you first sweep the floor. And the Brahman, the hunter actually explained that, when I was coming to see both of you, that time there were so many ants on the way. And I didn't want to trample the ants under my feet. And therefore, I was trying to, pass by. And when I saw the ants, before I cleaned them, and then only offer obeisances. So when he was shocked, he said, this is the hunter who was greatly delighting, before in killing the animals. And now he has become such an exalted Vaishnava. He doesn't want to kill any animal. He doesn't want to kill even an ant. Forget about animals. So in this way, even though this hunter was cruel and hard-hearted, nirgrantha means he had actually no affection in his heart, yet he started worshipping Krishna. He started doing bhajan of Supreme Lord. So in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that how the different categories of Atmaramas, nirgranthas, they all perform a hetuki bhakti to Krishna, to the Supreme Lord, who is known as Urukrama. So this is actually the sum and substance of this particular verse. It's one of very beautiful verses, often quoted by our Vaishnava Acharyas, even Srila Prabhupada. So I think we'll stop here. If anyone has any questions, we may ask now.